Hello everybody and welcome to this, your Scorpio June 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, clairvoyant. Now this deck was very kindly given to me just a couple of days ago, and it's a mass market deck. It's called, Dancing in the Dark Tarot. Now, as a mass market deck, then I suppose it's probably reasonably affordable as far as these things go. You know how it is, all these things could be really expensive, particularly if they're independent decks. But, so this is probably reasonably affordable, and obviously I think it must be in supply, in availability. Now, as a clairvoyant, you know that I provide clairvoyant readings to you wherever you happen to be in the world over Microsoft Teams or Google Meet or Apple FaceTime or Zoom. The details of that are in the description. Now, over those same platforms, wherever you are, I also provide the gift of healing. Now, that is for free. There's no charge for that. And it can take anywhere from 10 or 15 minutes up to an hour and a half, whatever's required. And the thing is that it was made abundantly clear to me when I worked out about 4 decades ago that I have it, that I can't get anything in return for it. So I happily provide it. It's really probably one of the things that I'm obviously supposed to do while I'm here on this plane. So that's it. I'm happy to do it. No point in arguing with head office, is there? Now, there are no video ads in here, did I mention that? So you get to enjoy the content direct. Now, let's see what there is for you, shall we? There is the 2 of Cups. Beautiful. The 5 of Cups. This is that must be the Hermit. It's Major Arcana, number 9. What might be in here? 10 of Swords. That's not too difficult for you here. I can see what it is though. Look at that Hermit there. I can see exactly what's going on here, I think. And you see, there's the 2 of Swords going with it here, which has got a lot of Jupiter. Good luck coming into it as well. Now, from what I can see anyway, why don't you come and sit down here next to me? You and I can have a good close look at the imagery that's on these cards together. I'll also bring the camera around so that everybody else can see as well. Okay. We'll look at the pictures and see what they reflect of the cosmic energy swirling around you now, and I will do the reading for you. Right, now this card in the middle is talking to this, to this, to this, and to this. And this is the wisdom which allows you to, in the first place, and I'll get to this probably about 4th up, but it will explain what everything is happening here as I can see it myself. Now, here you have this first card here, which is Venus in the first decan of Cancer. This is the Lord of Love. And this really is of such a benefit to you, having drawn this first, because Venus is the most receptive of the planets, has to do with love and beauty and creativity. And Cancer, of course, is about nurturing, comfort, support, and healing. So this is speaking just explicitly of a receptive love, happy relationships, and an emotional exchange. Close bonds, togetherness, love, harmony, and a relationship that is strengthening a mutual love and respect. Now, this is also saying to this that if you love yourself, you are attractive to others. And your receptiveness towards yourself, it prepares you to give yourself totally to someone else. A deep emotional exchange is therefore possible, a giving and receiving of overflowing love. Now, this union occurs in complete harmony, as is symbolized by the balance of this picture here. This is an image of complete joy and silent ecstasy. You know, your readiness to receive love, as I say, makes you attractive. So surrender to yourself, to others, to life. It may also be the case that you hear of marriage at this time, and there's also the development of close friendships or partnerships. But the friendships, the bonds of love that you have here are both special and equal. And you'll be able to give and receive love in equal measure now. So pay attention to the love that is coming to you and remain open and let it enter into you and go deep inside, because there is nothing to do but enjoy what life offers. Say to yourself, I am now ready to let into my life the love relationships which fulfill me. Now, very interestingly, this is sitting on top of this Ten of Swords, and this is also speaking to this here. Let's deal with the astrology first and say, look, let's deal with the astrology. It's the Sun, which is ruling the third decan of Gemini, the 12th to 20th of June. Now here, the Sun in Gemini can be difficult because Gemini disperses the Sun's energy, and it can also scatter your focus and have you thinking about things which are no longer of any use to you. There's a negative thinking here. But for this energy here is telling me that for you to enjoy this love, you need to get over the past. What it is saying is that don't resist when life needs to remove the old to make room for the new. And the pain that you can sometimes feel or have felt, well, that isn't caused by letting things or people go. What's actually hurting you is swimming exhaustively against the natural flow that was intended to carry you. There's a river which is intending to take you somewhere, and maybe you're swimming against it. What's truly meant for you shouldn't feel forced, and your blessings are definitely on the way. So stop clinging to whatever needs to be just purged, vomited up, disposed of, put in the trash, and focus instead on freeing yourself to receive. Now, what the beloved has for you is meant just for you. You will never have to fight or compete with anyone for what has been divinely designated as yours. And in a sense, this can also be linked, because all these are connected, this card here, where there is some disappointment around, and this disappointment can sometimes be as a result of, I'll say it now, as a result of the acts of someone who you thought was a friend and that you didn't expect to sabotage you. But this is saying here that when your trust has been betrayed, the only thing to do is to live, learn, and let go. Otherwise, the betrayal done by another person will turn into hate for them. But you know what the problem is? They will not feel this hate. It will only hurt you more, growing bigger and darker. So live, learn, and let go. By living, it means they did not hurt you so deeply that you cannot move forward. Learn to not trust that person again, perhaps, and to make a more sounder judgment about people and situations in the future. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. it means that you have let go of the pain it caused. Because swords is about the mind and thoughts, but thoughts can give rise to feelings, you see. And so there can be pain from these thoughts. So when you let go, it means that you let go of this pain. And by not forgetting, you will learn and move forward from any betrayals in the past. I think what this is also saying from this guy here is that he's, in a sense, what he's saying is, look, you understand, don't you, that none of us here are getting out of this alive. And the day will come for you as well, as it will for me. So stay more loyal to your own life and the day-by-day living on it than you are to the grief of what has been left behind. Now, I will also say, just to tie this off here with respect to this energy, this almost looks like the bars of a prison, doesn't it? You know, your past, who you were yesterday is not who you are today, nor who you have the potential to be tomorrow. Your past, whatever it is, understand that. Where is it? Where is the past? It's not here, it's not there. It doesn't exist. Well, it does exist. The past exists in the cemetery. The thoughts, the words, the deeds, the actions. Accept that that is where they are all now. Now, it's not accepting that things were right to have happened, or that they should have happened, or it was okay to have happened. It is accepting that they have happened. And now, what you're going to do, move on. The past could never have been any different to the way it actually was, as you will, in time, come to know itself. But when you get that, you see, from today, you no longer have to go to the cemetery carrying flowers and depositing them on the various grave plots of things gone past. And when you get that, the past can no longer hold you in a prison cell, nor hold you hostage to life itself. The doors of this cell are now opening. You were born with wings. Your exalted form is the eagle. You've got the scorpion, the snake, and the eagle. You were born with wings. So fly out and never be concerned about crawling along the branches of the tree of life like a caterpillar ever again. Now, on a similar sort of thing, and I won't deal with it to the same extent, is this. Now, this is really talking about a loss in pleasure, really. Perhaps some unfulfilled expectations, a lost sense of balance, problematic relationship, an unexpected disturbance in something. It's not so bad for you because it's your planet of Mars, and it's in the first decan of your sign, Scorpio. So this guy is bringing a lot of divine healing and attention to you. Now, it may be the case that some expectations of yours were much too big. Some unexpected event, perhaps only a thoughtless reaction, ruined them abruptly. But the energy surrounding the scene now, it may well have been something that's been smouldering beneath the surface for a long time, and you have overlooked it, perhaps because you didn't want to admit to its existence. You ignored the warning of your inner voice, but now you have to face the sobering facts and look them in the eye. So there's perhaps a disappointment. A disappointment is really just when things haven't turned out the way you particularly wanted it to. That's what it is. Nothing more than that, what you just felt like it being. But every disappointment contains within it always an important learning experience. always. So much so that you will see that the caterpillar has become the eagle. Now, it does have to be said that this energy, I have seen it act on the basis that the feelings that come around and which surface can often tend to give you fear of taking another risk, or of making an effort in the future, or of hiding away in some place where you can't be disappointed again. And if it's in relation to emotional relationships, where you've given your heart to someone, I think this guy might have something to say about that. And you found that they gave it back to you broken. You could have been disappointed by someone else's actions. Well, if you can, forgive them. It's difficult, I know this. But this is definitely saying don't wallow around in self-pity and regret, because new and better experiences are in store for you. So I think that either some much too high expectation of yours has been crushed, or perhaps deep inside you lurks the fear of some disappointment. Well, now's a good time to think about that, isn't it? And say to yourself, I get to know my own reality by learning to see where I fool myself or where I deny my inner voice. Now, here's this guy who's turned up here, and he's been talking about all of this. Now, look, I know we all have different things. I'm not a religious person in the traditional sense, but this is definitely the divine presence here, which is saying to you, and it's about things like love, and for you to have love, you've got to get rid of baggage, basically, because people don't want to deal with people who've got baggage. And life is too short to waste any amount of time on wondering what would have happened rather than what did happen. But he's saying this also, that in relation to love, I said before that in love, if you get a broken heart, it's because you felt that you gave your heart to somebody and what they did was break it and you got it back broken. Actually, what's actually happening with love is that you don't give your heart to anybody. You must first love yourself, and that love of the self expands outward, and the other person can share in the love that you have for yourself. Do you understand what I mean by that? You've got to love yourself, and that emanates out, and they share in that energy. It's not giving something away, it's allowing someone to share. It's the same thing that if someone offers love to you, you can assess then as to how genuine it is. Because if they don't love themselves, then they are misleading you as to what it is, because you can only share in a love that someone has of themselves. Now, sometimes, of course, you greatly are sometimes a bit different. And when you're different, sometimes you don't see the millions of people who accept you for what you are. And all you notice is the person who doesn't notice you. And understand this, that the only person who can pull you down is yourself. And this guy is saying, you are no longer going to let yourself pull you down, because you can be the most beautiful person in the world and everybody sees light and rainbows when they look at you. But if you don't know it, all of that doesn't matter. You don't have anything to offer. Every second that you spend on doubting your worth, say to yourself, I am good enough, I am lovable, I am important, I matter. Every second you spend on doubting your worth, every moment that you use to criticize yourself. Your brain is software. When you criticize yourself, it writes in code. It's software, and you code in the criticism, and then it becomes true. The most important words you ever will hear in your life are the words you tell yourself. The greatest love affair that you'll ever have in your life is with yourself. So every second that you criticize yourself is a second of your life wasted. It is a moment of your life thrown away. And as I said, it's not like we've got forever, so don't waste any of your precious seconds. Don't throw even one of your sacred moments away. And he's also saying this in relation to, also here, I think that, you can sometimes be your own biggest critic before anyone else has criticized you. I think, if you're honest about it, you have already criticized yourself. But for the rest of your life now, you are going to be with you. You're going to say to yourself, I don't want to spend my life with someone who is always critical. So I'm going to stop being my own critic. It's high time that I accept all the great things about myself. And I'm saying to myself several times daily, I'm going to keep repeating it, I am good enough, I am lovable, I am important, I matter. As well as what other things. These are not affirmations, these are truth statements. And then finally and quickly we have here, the moon ruling the first decan of Libra, which is a very happy combination, really. Now with the sign of the moon in Libra, you're going to want to, with the moon in Libra, that planet, you're going to want to have a deep need for peace and harmony in your life, which is coming back to you now. Now Libra is symbolized by the scales, not unlike how these swords are poking up here, but you find inner peace, power to make decisions regarding situations or relationships which bring about genuine spiritual peace for you. Now, inner peace is a special gift, but protect it. Never try to cling to it. Now, what area of your life is especially important to you? Because you can now calmly to the decisions. And it's a time to relax. You can make good decisions now and say to yourself, at last, a deep peace fills my heart. Great set of cards for you. So much better for you being here.
Well, a great month for you. Now, unless I see you in the meantime for either a clairvoyant reading or for healing, then I'll see you here again next month. And until then, remember one thing though, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.